Former President of Singapore, Madam Halimah Yacob, known for her vocal stance on Palestinian issues, recently expressed her outrage over a bombing incident in a Gaza school by Israeli forces, which resulted in the deaths of 80 displaced Palestinians. In a Facebook post on Wednesday, 14th August, Madam Halimah described the current conditions in Gaza as dire, highlighting the recent deadly strike by the Israeli Defense Force that claimed the lives of 80 displaced Palestinians. Madam Halimah also brought attention to the broader scale of the conflict, noting that more than 40,000 Palestinians have been killed, including over 14,000 children. She shared a tragic story of a father who went to collect birth certificates for his newborn twins, only to return to bury them after they were killed by IDF airstrikes. Gaza looks like a mass graveyard of Palestinians and their homes, she commented. Additionally, she cited BBC Radio, reporting that more than 600 Palestinians have been killed in the West Bank since 7th October. She also mentioned that thousands of kilometers of Palestinian land had been expropriated, adding to the areas already illegally occupied, which is against international laws and the recent ruling of the International Court of Justice. Madam Halimah criticized the international community's response to the conflict, stating, "And what is the world doing? Nothing except for exhortations after exhortations calling for a ceasefire with no concrete effort." She noted that, according to the UN, 90% of the Palestinian population is displaced. Where is the morality of this all, not to mention the sheer inhumanity of it? She questioned. Madam Halimah remarked on the selective application of international humanitarian law, lamenting that this is what the world has been reduced to. Reflecting on the global response to other conflicts, she drew comparisons with the recent events in Ukraine, saying, "After Russia's attack on Ukraine, we hear endlessly of the need to uphold the rules-based global order defined by international laws." Madam Halimah expressed her dismay over the international community's reaction to the situation in Gaza, stating that the muted and weak protestations over the gross inhumanity happening in Gaza are appalling. She concluded her post with a call to action, urging the world to stand on the side of humanity. On Saturday morning, 10th August, Israeli forces bombed Tabeen School in Gaza, where approximately 6,000 displaced Palestinians had sought refuge. The attack occurred as many inside the school were preparing for dawn prayers. The bombing resulted in significant casualties and destruction, with at least 100 people confirmed dead, an increase from the initial reports of 80 fatalities. According to the IDF, the strike targeted Hamas operatives, claiming to have killed around 20 militants, including a senior commander. However, Hamas disputes these claims, stating that none of the deceased were combatants. Since the beginning of the Israeli assault on 7th October, the death toll in Gaza has reached nearly 40,000, with over 92,000 injured, including women and children. The UN agency reports that approximately 1.9 million Palestinians are now displaced in Gaza. In a related development, Qatar, Egypt, and the United States have presented a plan to implement a ceasefire and hostage release deal. The plan urges Israel and Hamas to resume negotiations to finalize the agreement, emphasizing that there are no excuses from any party for further delay.